All right, in this video, we're gonna focus on order of operations, not just the order of operations. So why is the fuss? How would you do, for example, 5 minus 4 times 3? Do you subtract 4 from 5 first and then multiply by 3, or do you multiply 4 times 3 first and subtract from 5? Well, this is the order of operations is one of the conventions. Mathematicians got together and they decided that this is the order in which operations should be carried out in an order of importance, so to speak, um, just for the sake of getting consistent results. Because we have calculators, we have computers, we wanted everything to be uniform and every machine and person come up with the same result. So therefore, you have to follow these conventions. And it's not something to understand, it's just something to memorize, be honest with you, which is not the case with everything in math, I should say. So they said that multiplication should be done first and subtraction after that. Now, there are certain levels in order of operations, um, levels of importance, so to speak. So here are the rules. Uh, Step one, we're going to simplify any expressions within the grouping symbols. So if you use your PEMDAS acronym, that's your parentheses. But I like grouping symbols better because it's not always parentheses. There are other grouping symbols, such as square root symbol or a division symbol, fraction bar. Those are also grouping symbols. So I like the wording grouping symbols better. Then step two, you're going to simplify any expressions containing exponents or radicals. Again, PEMDAS just says exponents. Well, radicals are types of exponents too. Step three, perform any multiplication and division. And a lot of times I ask my students, what's important? What's more important, multiplication or division? If you have multiplication and division in the same um, expression, what do you do first, multiplication or division? Or what's your thought on that? And actually, I want you to answer that question yourself right now. I'll wait. Okay, so here comes the truth. Uh, they're equal. Okay, multiplication and division are the same. Actually, division is just multiplication by a fraction from the mathematical standpoint. So they're equal. They have equal priorities. So you do them if you see them in the same expression, you do them from left to right. So for example, if you have 4 divided by 2 multiplied by 7, then you don't multiply first, then divide. You actually do them as they come from left to right. So first you divide 4 by 2, that's 2, and then multiply by 7. So multiplication is not more important than division. Keep that in mind. And step 4, perform any addition and subtraction in order from left to right. So here, multiplication, division from left to right first, and then addition, subtraction from left to right first. Same deal with addition and subtraction. They're equal in order of importance, and they're on the bottom of the list. And here's some examples that I'm going to go over. And let's start with the first one. You may pause the video here if you want to write them all out. I will be writing them out by one by one. Okay, so the first one, 3 times 2 in parentheses squared minus 4 times 6 plus 2 in parentheses. Okay, so we said parentheses or grouping symbols have the highest priority. Okay, so even though the operations inside of them are not the first priority, we're still gonna do them first because the grouping symbol give them that priority. Okay, so I will start with 3 times 2 is 6. And then we also have 6 plus 2. That will give us an 8. Okay, done that. First step. The second step, take care of exponents and radicals. Well, we don't have radicals, but we do have an exponent. We have 6 squared. That will give us 36. And we copy the rest. Next, multiplication or division. No division. So, but we do have multiplication 4 times 8. That's 40. Sorry, 32. That's yeah, and then subtraction or addition. 36 minus 32 is 4, and that's your answer for that one. Well, now let's go over the one when you have more than like grouping symbols inside the grouping symbols. This is 7 times 5 times 3 minus 2, and then we have the first set of parentheses and then the second set of parentheses minus 4 squared and close the second parenthesis plus 1. Okay, so if you have 2 sets of parentheses, they say what you're gonna do, you're gonna start with the innermost parenthesis first. So we're gonna work from the inside out until we clear all the parentheses, okay? So for now, I'm just gonna copy everything else and just start working on the innermost parenthesis, which is 6 minus 3, and that's a 3. I'm just gonna copy -4 squared plus 1. Okay, so there is only no parentheses inside parentheses anymore. So I can carry out inside the parentheses here and here. But inside of these parentheses still, there's only one operation here, so I don't worry about that too much. But here we have, again, we have a subtraction and we have squaring going on. So we're still gonna apply our order of operations. So the exponent still has a priority over subtraction. So if you're working inside parentheses, the order of operations still applies. You still have to do it in that order. Okay, so let's do that. So 7, I can multiply 5 times 3. Now, I'm gonna first figure out the exponents. So I have 3 minus 16. Okay, and that 3 minus 16 will give me -13. Okay, so now I can perform multiplication, right? 7 times 15, don't want to do it in my head. That's 105. Now we have a -2 and a -13, so that's going to become plus 26 and plus 1. And now I can do addition from left to right. So 105 and 26 is 131 plus 1, 132. And that's my answer. Now, I want you to try okay, and here's our last problem that I want to show you today in this video. And here we have two different types of grouping symbols. That's we mentioned, as I mentioned at the beginning, that the fraction bar is a grouping symbol. So it groups the numerator together, it's a group, and the denominator. Well, the denominator is just a single number, so we don't have to be concerned about it. Another grouping symbol is our radical symbol. So the square root, whatever's inside of it is also a group. All right, so let's start there. Now, if you look at our group, the numerator, it also has two different operations there. We need to raise to the power and subtract. So within this group, we're gonna move accordingly. Again, apply our order of operations and do the exponent first. Okay, so 5 to the second power is 25. Copy the rest. And in the next step, I'm gonna perform my subtractions. So 25 minus 4 is 21. And 11 minus 2 is 9. Now I have an expression where I have division, subtraction, and square root. So which one comes next? I'll give you a second to answer the question. And the right answer is square root, because square root is a type of an exponent. Remember, we said subtraction and addition are the same, division, multiplication is the same, and exponent and roots are the same. Okay, so we're gonna do this step next. 21 over 7 minus square root of 9 is 3. And then next on our priority list is division and multiplication. So we're gonna do 21 over 7. And then finally subtraction. So 0 is our answer. So that's how you would approach this problem. Now the one that I want you to try is you're gonna try square root of 5 minus 4 under the root plus, and then you're gonna have a radical with 7 times 5 minus 8 times 4. In the numerator, in the denominator, you have 9 minus 6. So that's the problem that I want you to try by yourself. So again, pause, try it. Let me know if you run into any trouble.